Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. Our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for walking out on my job without any warning when I'm one of the only employees? And they buried the lead here, folks. They buried the lead. For context, I'm an 18-year-old female, and I've been working at this coffee shop for over 2 years now. I close 4 days a week with only me and one manager left to run the store from about 2 p.m. to closing. The other 3 days, a kid, 16-year-old male, closes with a different manager. This is about only staff that we have, excluding the owner, who will never close. Another kid, 19-year-old male, who can only work day shifts and does college, and another kid, 18-year-old male, also works days and does night classes. And a grown man who works in the back, baking all morning, and has another job in the afternoon, making him the only one available in the mornings. So they very clearly need me working there with them. I've been there for a while now, and I really don't mind the people. They can be a bit rude sometimes, but I'm super shy, and I don't talk much anyway, so I stay out of everyone's way and just get my work done. Anytime I've worked with my manager, she tells me about how I'm her best employee, and she likes working with me and how I just get stuff done. Fast forward to a week ago. I went inside of the work on one of my days off and said hi to order a coffee and a sandwich. I'm a vegetarian and I've struggled with a lot of food and being able to eat enough for my whole life, and I've always had a hard time not getting grossed out when eating meat. So I stopped and my relationship with food got much better. So I ordered a grilled cheese sandwich and got my coffee and left. As I was driving away, I went and I took a bite. I take a shallow one first and it's fine. When I go and take another, I feel a super gross texture and I instantly spit out my food and pull it apart. They put chicken in my sandwich. They know my diet and what I normally order. I was upset, but thought it was a mistake, so I took the loss on the $3 sandwich. I felt a little gross and moved on. Well, the next day, I went into work. When I get there, there's normally a shift change, so I go to see the other coworker as they leave. I was talking to the guy in the break room while getting ready to work, and he was about to leave. I casually made a little joke about how I'm never coming back to this place after they got my order wrong, just trying to mock rude customers. And I told him about my grilled cheese that I ordered and how it came with meat. He laughed and told me that it was actually our manager that made it and that it wasn't an accident, and she wanted to pull a prank on me and make me try the chicken cuz she says it's delicious, and she even gave it to me free of charge anyways.
Mm-mm.
After he told me what she said, I packed up all of my stuff and I took my hat and apron off and I told the manager what I heard and how I'm done, and how disrespectful that was to do. I'm still getting calls and texts on how rude it was to leave with no 2 weeks notice and how much this shows that I'm just petty and can't take a joke. They are so short staffed now that they close early and I know it's affecting business. So am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
Opie, you're not the jerk. They literally tried to feed you something that you have a problem with. It doesn't matter what your reasonings for wanting to avoid meat are. You have made a decision that you don't want to eat meat, and they need to respect that. And this wasn't a prank. Whenever you feed someone a food that they do not want to eat, it isn't a prank. So, yeah, that's my opinion here. You're not the jerk, and they deserve to be short-staffed.
Mm-hmm.
Not the jerk. What she did was food tampering. I believe that's against health regulations and can be a crime in some places. I don't know the rules where you live. I think for food tampering there has to be intent to cause harm, but I do agree it's not okay. Edit, I may be wrong, and if so, please let me know. This was just my understanding, and I did Google, but I think you're right. It varies per state. Not the jerk. Not having enough employees is the owner's fault. The prank wasn't harmless at all. Our next letter is titled, Am I the jerk for calling my husband stupid and ignorant about my uterus? I'm having a very uncomfortable period, irritation, fatigue, and cramps. And I've been talking to friends about it in a group chat about menstruation issues and birth control and sterilization. I don't talk to my husband other than occasionally complaining about cramps hurting because he doesn't have a uterus and has no experience with menstruation issues. Well, my mother called and the subject came up. She told me that she had her tube tied, and that was that. Since we don't want any kids, that I should also have my tubes tied. I told her that I was just discussing these things with my friends. I said I'm not interested in surgery, but I might get a hormonal birth control that allows me to skip or stop periods since they seem to be getting worse in my 30s. Hormones can change drastically in women in their 30s. My husband butts into the conversation and says I 100% do not need surgery or any hormonal treatment because you're fine, only 4 days of the month you suffer, and you always get through it just fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You talk to your friends and you think you have the same medical issues as them, and you think you need to get the same procedures or pills to fix your problems that you don't have. Paraphrased. Well, I try to explain to him that he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he insists, saying that I never talk about my period issues, and since I don't talk to him about it, I don't have any issues, and I don't need any hormonal treatment. I get angry, and I told him again that he doesn't know what he's talking about, and tried to educate him, but he just cuts me off, and then claims that I only think I have issues with my period because I'm being influenced by other women's stories like I'm some kind of menstruation hypochondriac. He said if I had any issues that required hormonal treatment, my gynecologist would have seen those issues in my uterus when she examines me / gives me a pap smear. I told him that this is not how it works and you can't see period symptoms inside your uterus, and OP calls them a moron. He gets all smug and then says, how are these medical issues diagnosed then, if it's not a doctor's examination of the organ? He thinks this is a gotcha question. Well, I told him that women self-report symptoms and a doctor analyzes those symptoms and then suggests the treatment. Well, you've never had a doctor tell you that you need to take hormones or birth control, he says. Wrong again, jerk. Every time I go to the gynecologist, I tell them that I'm not on birth control, and they immediately suggest birth control options like pills or injections or rings, etc. Because treatment can do more than stop you from getting pregnant, it can also relieve menstruation discomfort like heavy flow, acne, and cramps. He was wrong on every point that he made, but insisted that his opinion was valid. He accused me of wanting to take the pill out of spite. I told him that he was stupid and ignorant man whose opinion on my uterus was completely worthless. Told husband that he was stupid for having an opinion on my birth control. Am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. I generally don't advocate for calling people stupid, but you stopped shy of homicide, so I'm going to applaud you right here.
Amber says no homicide was involved, therefore OP is in the right. It is difficult to deal with someone who thinks that they know more than you on your body. And I'm going to just withhold any judgment on you. And I'm going to say that your husband is certainly a jerk in this situation. And I think that this was a stressful situation and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And he thinks he knows everything, it seems like. The medical degree he got was probably from like a cereal box. I'll laugh at my own jokes. Thank you very much. Where'd you print that one off from? You know, anyone who's ambitious enough can go online and find themselves a fake certificate degree for becoming a medical doctor, but it still doesn't mean that they're qualified to give any medical advice. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, but I do need to break it to you that you may have mistakenly married a sentient fedora rather than a fully functional human being. That's the winning Reddit comment. Go to r/badwomensanatomy. Howdy folks, this is Brian and welcome to this special Bad Women's Advice sub-blurb. Everything here is not safe for work. Swallow a camera. State Representative Vivo Barbarti, Republican from Indiana. You mentioned the risk of colonoscopy. Can that be done by drugs? Dr. Julie Madison. Mr. Chairman, Representative Barbie, it cannot be done by drugs. It, however, can be done remotely where you swallow a pill, and this pill has a little camera, and it makes its way through your intestines, and those images are uploaded to a doctor who's tens of thousands of miles away, and then interprets that. Barbie, I'm just going to call him Barbie. Follow up, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, Representative Barbie. Can this same procedure then be done in pregnancy, swallowing a camera and helping the doctor determine what the situation is? Madison, Mr. Chairman and Representative, it cannot be done in pregnancy simply because when you swallow a pill, it would not end up in the vagina. Chamber laughter. Fascinating. That makes sense, doctor. Oh no. Oh no, that's not how any of this works. I am so sorry. That is not how any of this works. I don't think I understand this one. Cycle tracking health. Upcoming period. Your period may start any day in the next 3 weeks. Thanks for the information. You all know that women only have 1 kidney and guys have 2. Only guys can donate kidneys. Don't think about it hard, folks. It'll hurt. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I have water. Amber has emptied water, which now is air. She had tea. She had like 3 glasses of tea today. So she's got plenty of tea in her. And you know what I've got in me? Jokes. And they're not really in me. They're more or less in a book that is in my hands. But that's pretty close to being inside of me, I think.
This is r/bad Brian's anatomy.
Yes. What should you do if you're hungry but don't want to eat? Talk to an annoying person until you're fed up. Thanks, Barbie. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this Monday morning Reddit, Friday Junior's Eve, Junior's Eve. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, consider giving it a like. And if you dislike this video, consider giving it a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.